G'day guys, here's another layout. This one is for our Wednesday series that I've been doing, which is Work With It Wednesday. So basically what I'm doing with these Work With It Wednesdays is I'm sort of mixing up collections, mixing up supplies, whether they are traditionally, you know, like some mixed media, some whatever. I'm just mixing it all together to see if I can mash it up and see if it can work. Now, what you can see me playing with there are the new 49th and Market ROUGE film strip frames. Now, when I bought these, I did this intentionally because I wanted to know if I would be able to color them a different color. They're an acetate frame and they're colored. They've got a bit of grunge on them. You know, they're really pretty. Now, I knew the pink ones and the red ones I would use hands down. I knew that would not be a problem. However, the green ones I wasn't so sure. But, alas, I figured I would give it a crack and see if I can change the color of them, see if they would be something that could be versatile. So therefore, if you find them in the clearance section down the track, you know, is it something that you would grab because you can change the color of them? And to my surprise, to my joy, yes, you can. So these, all I'm using here, what I'm doing, I'm just showing you, this is me playing. Okay, this is totally unscripted. This is me using a little bit of metho, which is just like rubbing alcohol, on a Q-tip, and I'm using Kmart alcohol markers. They're called dual tip markers. They're just the ones from Kmart. So if you've got Copic markers, if you've got what are those other ones? Yoo-hoo or something, I think they're called. If you've got those, mate, you're on a winner. I was limited with the colors because these ones are just the Kmart ones. As you can see, I colored it in very messy like, and I sprayed it with a spritz of metho or rubbing alcohol, and check it out. I totally changed it from green. You can still see that it is green, okay? But the color on top is a blue. So when I put my photos on it, you can see that because the collection I'm using is the Cocoa Vanilla Studio Legend. No, it's not Legend. It is the No Limits pack. This particular sheet of paper is the teal's sort of a grey. So you sort of, I wanted to use it as a grungy sort of element. That's what I wanted to do with it. Now, the big film strip behind that I've just glued on then, that one is, I just colored that blue, like, so it's, you can see the green a little bit. So, I mean, okay, disclaimer. Could I buy these being green and make them yellow with an alcohol marker? No, that is not going to happen. But in my, so basically the color is trapped with these particular film strips and whatnot. The color is on the back of the acetate, and then it's sealed. So when you turn over, it's white, right? So you can add color on top of it and it will change what the color is that's reflecting through. So the green, I was quite easily able to change it to a green blue. Not a problem. Moving on into the rest of the layout. Now, all of that being said, that was my main mission with this particular layout. I wanted to see if I could change the color of them and use them in a purposeful layout. That's what I did. So what you saw me doing there, I went along all the, I did move my mat. Did you see? I nearly did it again. I do it all the time. I forget that my plastic placemat is on top of my self-healing mat. So when I go to cut things out, I always cut out shapes out of my mats. But anyway, so basically what I wanted to do with this layout was play with the acetate, see if I can make it grungy, see if I can bring it over so I can utilize the entire pack. Because something that I'm really big on doing at the moment is, obviously I'm going to buy supplies and I'm going to use them to the best of my ability to show you, a plethora of different ways you can use different things, whether it's a spray, an ink pad, acetate sheets. You know, these particular ones are called 49th and Market Rouge film strip frames. Do you know why I keep pausing when I say that? Because I've written film and strip as two different words. So basically, I wanted to see if I could do that, and I think I've successfully done it. And now it's had, because it dries really quickly, so it's one of those things where you don't have to spray the alcohol on top. I did that because I wanted it to have a little bit of the green, and I just wanted to see how it was going to react. And honestly, I'm really happy with it. Could you make them black? Yes. Could you make them brown? Yes. Any color. So if you buy the pack, like I did, I bought the Rouge ones. It came with green. It came with pink, red tones. So obviously the green ones, I can take it down a warm color direction. You're not going to be able to change it to yellow. I don't really know, actually. I didn't even think about, I should have tried it. Let me know in the comments below if you want me to try different colors with them, and because I've still got heaps of frames there, like I have no issue, because the thing is you can play with it and then you can just get the alcohol and give it a spray and wipe it off. So it's that simple. So let me know if that's something you want me to have a play with and see what colors I can get to go over the top of it. Like I said, if you've got better quality alcohol markers, you might get a much better result. Now, as you can see here, so I'm fully touching that. It's not coming off on my hands. It's going to go into a page protector, so it's not a problem. I've cut out the star because I want to actually raise that up on some foam strips. And here I'm very roughly adding in some Distress Oxide. This one is weathered wood that I'm using here. I wanted it to be a bit darker because all my photos, they're 1.5 by 1.5 inch photos, so they fit perfectly on that photo strip. And to be honest, I printed my photos that way, and I did some photos like this on a previous layout a couple of weeks ago, and these were the extras that I knew I was going to try and use on these film strips. So for me, this layout is still simple. I felt that grey was a bit too dark, so by simply spraying it, because it's a water reactive ink, it's an oxide, it's able for me to spray it and lift some of it off. So I felt a little bit happier with that. I just wanted a little bit of it sticking out the back because I've already I've sewn all the lines coming out, all the rays coming out from the star. So sorry, I didn't do all of them. I did every second one. And I fussy cut these stars out of one of the other pieces of paper. You can actually see it off to my left hand side there. And I just wanted them to sort of be streaming down all by itself. And then I realized, you know what? I reckon this page could actually support a little bit of texture paste with some stars as well. So I decided to go to town with it. Why not? Let's give it a crack. Let's see what we can do with it. At the end of the day, it's only paper, and if I don't like it, I can come up with something else. I can do something else with it. Now, I put a little bit of Speckled Egg Distress Oxide onto my plastic sheet, and the reason I do that is because I didn't want these to be stark white stars, okay? The background is majority white. I wanted them to have a little bit of colour. Now, this star stencil is one that I picked up from Amazon. I picked up 10, I think there's about 10 in the pack, and they're just 6x6 stencils, but I was actually pleasantly surprised that, oh, and by the way, just there, I know it's going really fast, but I actually flipped over so where I had the texture paste where I was mixing it on the palette, I actually flipped that over. You didn't actually see it, but don't put your ink pad straight down on top of it again, because you'll wreck your ink pad. I did actually flip that over, so I've actually got texture paste on both sides of that. Now, and I just clean that off later, so that's fine. Now, I do have to go very quickly and clean my stencil, so I did pause the video and come back to it. But I really liked the extra that the texture paste adds to the layout. I think it looked really good. Now these stars, the reason because I'm usually pretty slack, but when you use texture paste, you have to clean it off straight away. So you can see there now, it's all starting to come together. It was a little bit fiddly, but because I bought quite a few bits and pieces in the Cocoa Vanilla No Limits set. I didn't buy the whole set. I just bought a few sheets. But I had enough of it that I was able to pull it all together in the end. The Speckled Egg Distress Oxide goes with it beautifully. And by cutting that star out, adding a little bit extra, it was actually a happy accident there when I put down, I had a little bit of a play with it, working out if I wanted the stars to just be layered up as per what it was. But when I flipped the star over and there was wood on the other side, I went, actually, I want to bring in a wooden element. So I went to one of the other pieces of paper, and this one is called Happiness, and I decided that I wanted to back a wooden element, so faux wood looking sheet of paper behind this one. Now I'm very, very roughly cutting this out. Careful not to cut the acetate. And I just roughed it up a little tiny bit, not a lot, just a little bit. And that made it pop. And this is where you can really see the change in the color of the acetate. And you can see the texture where I sprayed it. I love it. So then that's when I decided that I was going to make one of these stars wood grain so that it pops, and just to add that extra little bit of element in there. Now, I thought I had some wood grain stars. Not wood grain, what are they called? The little bits that are cut out in wood. They're called like wood flourishes or something they're called. I can see them from here, but I can't reach them. Though I thought I had some of those in stars because I was going to add some wooden elements, because I very rarely use those wooden elements. I don't know why. I just feel like it makes the page really heavy for some reason. I don't know why. But as you can see here, so I'm adding in the star. So I've raised one star up, then the wood part of the stencil, the star, I actually just glued it straight down. So it's actually recessed. So the white one is forward, the two white ones are forward, and the wood one and the grey one are at the back. So I thought that looked really cool. Looks cute. So then I was thinking, okay, I've got to go and make my title. And then I remembered in my advent calendar from Crazy Craft Obsession, I remember I got some of these titles, and I never lean towards, I don't know why, but I don't lean towards them. So I forget that they're there. So I decided to pull them out because I was using the Cocoa Vanilla and the collection, and I thought, you know what, obviously they're going to match perfectly. So I had to flick through them a little bit to find some titles. We all know Karen likes a nice long title. So I'm still in a good spot with these because there's still a lot in there. So I had a lot of range to be able to make a longer title. Now I do end up going around the edges of these just to create an extra point of difference. So it create, can you see the difference between the word our and super? Can you see that it pops it off the page a little bit more? Obviously I wasn't going to do an offset. It's got an offset essentially, like you can see the white around the letters. So I just wanted to do a little bit of work there because I didn't have any intentions of doing much, if any, pen work on this page, which for me, I know, right? Shock. I actually didn't do a lot of pen work. I intended to do some faux stitching on the star, but I didn't end up doing it because I ended up going around the white star just with my my dauber, my sponge dauber, and then I didn't want to do the pen work. I didn't want to do that. So then I thought, maybe I should go around these little stars too. And believe it or not, it really didn't take me very long. I thought it would be tedious and annoying but it actually worked pretty quickly. So it wasn't really a problem at all. Yeah, so it was good. I really like how it turns out. Let me know in the comments below what you like, what you don't like. Do you think I could have done something different, something better? And yeah, just let me know. Maybe looking back, looking at it now, perhaps I could have used a darker. I used speckled egg for the border. Maybe I could have gone with maybe the weathered wood, perhaps, and that might have tied in the darkness. I talk a lot about having 3 of something on a page. So I've got the dark color in the film strips. I've got the dark color in the letters, and then I've gone around the letters and around the stars with the weathered wood. So I felt like I had the balance there, but in all fairness, I think maybe I should go and do the border. Maybe the border needs to be darker. Let me know what you think after you see the close-ups once I pop these on here and we do the close-up. Let me know what you think at the bottom. The other thing I'm going to give a shameless plug to, we are growing in subscribers. We really are. And I know it's not, the algorithm, so to speak, is not built on subscribers. The reason I am looking to increase my subscribers is I want to show more people what I can do. That's what it comes down to. I want to show people that this craft is not dead and gone. It is very, very much out there, and it can be done very simply, and it doesn't have to be over the top all the time. And I want to show people that, and that's why I harp on the subscribers, the likes and the comments. It's just so the algorithm shares my page out so other people can learn from what I do. So the last thing I sprinkled on there was some of my homemade mica spray. Can you see the close-ups there with so you can see the wood behind the film strip, and you can see the blue. It totally worked, guys. So if you buy these and you're really stuck because you're left with like 3 green ones, try changing the color of them. You know, it will totally work, and that way it'll give you way more versatility, and grabbing yourself a pack of the 49th and Market film strips will totally work for you. So that's it. So thank you so much for listening, so much for watching. Leave me a like, leave me a comment. If you haven't already subscribed, subscribe, because we are having a huge giveaway once we reach 1,500 subscribers. Thanks for watching, everyone, and I'll chat to you again soon. Bye for now.